how do you raise a voice? Either by speaking or by writing. In this case, we've given you a writing task. But before writing, you've got to get familiar with what does United Nations do and how does the Sustainable Development Goal mean in terms of schools or your role in it. Now we all say these are big words. What will a school child of grade 6 do? But small steps lead to bigger things. So in many schools, children are there for the energy audits of the school. They see not only how much energy are we using, but they also try to see how can we reduce our carbon footprints. They are also at forefront in planting more trees. They are also in forefront in preventing burning of, I would say, garbage, because they know that that leads to more carbon dioxide. We know that Delhi would probably have once again a higher pollution count only post Diwali. Now you measure this pollution count of carbon dioxide as ppm, parts per million. And when I have a question answer session with you, I'm going to ask you, you can start writing in the chat. Write in the chat, are the current levels of carbon dioxide in air is between 3 to 400, between 4 to 500, between 5 to 600, and between 6 to 700. Give your answers. And Alankrita, the first three answers, you can read them out. For 6,500 years or even more, Earth didn't have so much of carbon dioxide. It was much, much less. Say about 250, 260, less than 300. And now currently, amount of carbon dioxide in air is rising. And that is what Shachi ma'am said, that we have to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide. And she also said use less fossil fuels, because burning of fossil fuels lead to more carbon dioxide in air. Avni Gupta, let's clap for Avni, whether she knew it or is a very intelligent guess. The current level is 416 ppm, parts per million of air. That is, in 1 million parts of air, we have 416 parts of carbon dioxide, and this much carbon dioxide is bad. The healthy level, according to scientists, is 350 parts per million. And we have to reduce it. How do we reduce our carbon dioxide footprints? As ma'am said, shift over to vegetarian diet. Because when you are producing, you're taking non-veg diet, then we use more energy in producing the food, as well as the food disposal and decomposition also produces not only carbon dioxide, but a lot of methane as well. And methane is another greenhouse gas. And so when we see SDG, I was reading, Uganda is a coffee growing nation. Its economic level is not very high. It exports most of its coffee. And supposing it cannot make its coffee, what will happen to its economy? Scientists say if the temperature goes up by another 1 degree, half the coffee plantation of Uganda would suffer. So you remember Shachi ma'am used an expression, it will affect life and livelihood. It will affect the lives of people. It will affect the livelihood, that is their economic status. How will they live? From where will they get money to survive? So if coffee is not produced, Ugandan population will become very, very poor. And the first SDG, children, is no poverty. How can we have no poverty? If we are not distributing the bounties of the nature equally, if you're not sharing. So first of all, try to have no poverty, because people who do not have access to clean fuel will resort to cutting forests and burning. So if you have a maid who does not have a LPG or CNG connection, see what can we do for her to get one. Like ma'am was talking about shifting from tube light to LEDs. I remember a time when my family used to use bulbs, electric bulbs, and then came the time of tube lights, saying the tube lights give you more energy, more light, as well as consume less electrical energy. And that is why they're reaching out to you. They're not reaching out to your parents, because we know you're honest, we know you are impressionable, and we know you can raise a voice and stick to it, as well as affect a community. UN Center in India wants through you to reach out to your parents. That is why you remember there was a video in which you have to have your parents involved in the activities.